welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a tutorial on After Effects to make a basic Animal Jam intro. Today we'll be going over some green screen, a basic tour of After Effects, 3D elements, and basically the basics. So yeah, let's get started. So I've already clicked new project. It would have shown up here on the side on the main start. So now we open up to this and I'm going to press new composition. It'll bring up your composition settings and you can just name it. You can keep it as comp 1, but I'm just going to name it test intro just so that I know what it is. And then I think it's going to be about 15 seconds long, so I'm just going to keep this as it is, but if it has a different number, just type in 15. And yeah, I'm just going to keep it like this. Make sure the frame rate is at 29.97 and just press OK. So now you have all of this and it looks super confusing, but I promise it's not. So basically I'll just start out with a brief tour. So over here is your media browser. Eventually you'll put your files in here, and then here's your timeline where you'll actually play the video. I don't have anything in there, so it's all black. And then over here are your effects, where you can add effects to your video, and I'll go over that too. Up here are your tools, so you can mask things out, you can just have a normal selection tool. And yeah, that's basically all there is. It's not super confusing. So let's get started with the actual intro making. So I'm going to come up over here and I'm going to right click and go to import and hover over it and go to file. When I click on this, it'll bring up a file browser and I can bring in any files that I want. So you'll want to bring in a background, music if you have it. I'm not going to be doing music in this video just because it's a little more confusing, but you'll want to bring in a background, a green screen, and really anything you want in the intro. Okay, so I have all my files in here. I have my green screen and my background, and you can see them coming up here. And so I'm just going to select my background and click and hold it while you drag it into the timeline just like this. And so now you have a file, or you have a picture in here, and it runs. You just have a picture. And the reason why it's kind of poor quality is because I have it at a 1/4 resolution, just so that it plays back quicker. It won't be this bad of a quality when you export it. See, if I put it at full resolution, it's complete, very clear. But I'm just going to keep it at a 1/4 so that it's easier to play back. I'm also going to add my green screen on top of it, so you can drag it and it'll kind of highlight this blue line and you can drop it right there. And so now I have this green screen. Obviously it's really small, so you're going to click this down arrow on it and go to transform, and you're going to come over here to scale, come over here to the first number and make it larger, just like this. And if I put it in full, you can see that it's better quality, and this is just my friend's green screen. But there's obviously a watermark here from my recorder, but we don't want that in here. So you're going to come over to this rectangle tool, and this is a mask. So you're going to come over here and kind of just like select what parts of the coyote you want, or whatever your green screen is. And just like this. So now you have your green screen. I'm going to come over here back to my selection tool, and we just have the coyote dancing, and that's all we want. But we obviously want a green screen on it. We don't want the background green. So we're going to come over here to effects and presets, and you're going to type in Keylight. You're going to select Keylight 1.2 and drag it onto this green screen clip. And nothing happens, but you're going to come over here to screen color and take the little eyedropper tool and select the green in the background, and that takes it away. And so you can kind of control how much is taken away. But if you look at it, parts of the coyote are missing. It took away some of the yellow in here. So you're going to come over here to screen balance, and it'll give some of it back, and you can kind of mess with the amounts to get it perfect. Now I decided that I want this coyote to stand out a little more, so I'm going to come over here to screen matte and make a hard color, and then you're going to select the color you want. So I just want a white outline, so I'm going to press OK, and then come over here to screen, shrink, or grow, and it adds a little outline to it. And you can make it as big or as small as you want, but I'm good with that. And you could make it a different color, so if you wanted like a red outline, you could have it like that. If you wanted a black outline, you can make it that. Really just make it whatever you want, but I like to do it white. And you can move it around, and of course make it bigger, just like that. Okay, now let's say you want a name of a channel. So I'm just going to come over here to this T icon. This is type or text, and you can just press down anywhere and it'll give you the option to type. So I'm just going to type Juju because that's the name of my channel. Well, not exactly, but and then come back over to the selection tool and I can move it around. And then I can also change the font, or you'd highlight it and then change the font. So let's just make it an Animal Jam font. Let's do Tiki Island. And so now we have that, and I can also change the color and the outline color. So really just make it your own. You can get really creative with text, and obviously as you keep learning you can add different effects to it. And then I'm going to drag it over my coyote, but as you can see it goes behind. So I'm just going to drag the layer on top of my green screen so that it appears in front. I'm actually going to change its color because I don't like how it looks. But yeah, that's how you do the text. Okay, great. I changed the color, and now we can just watch it play. As you can see, it plays, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything special. It's just a green screen dancing on a background with some text. So how do we make like a cool intro? So basically, this is the part where it can get a little confusing, so just stay with me. You're going to come over here to the top where it says Layer, go to New, and add a null object. This null object makes it so that you can animate everything at once and that it moves together. So where you see this little like spiral, you're going to drag it from each of the clips to the null, just like this, and you're going to do it for every single one. This makes it so it moves all together. And so we're just going to animate the null, and that's what's going to make it move all together. So if I move the position, it'll all move to the side. And so yeah, that's basically what we're just doing. But let me explain what a keyframe is, because this is how you're going to do your animations. So let's say I want to, right here, so I have it dance for a bit, but right here I want to start making it spin. So you're going to come over to here to rotation, and you're going to click the little time, little watch, and it adds a blue diamond here, and this is a keyframe. So it starts here, and then let's say by here I want it to do one full spin. So right here I'm going to increase this value and make it spin all the way around back to the beginning. So let me just finish that. And so what it does this. So I have it dance, and then it does a spin. That's obviously really fast, so I can move this keyframe out a bit, and it makes it so that it covers the spin over some more time, and it does it slowly. So if I want this to be smoother, you can highlight all these keyframes. I can highlight all these keyframes and hit F9 on my keyboard, which adds an easy ease. You can also do this manually by going over to Keyframe Assistant and adding easy ease. This makes it a little smoother, so I can watch it back. And it's a little smoother, like it comes into place a little more nicely, I guess. And so yeah, there's that. And you can also do keyframes with every single value here. So if I want the position to kind of move up and down a bit, I can create a starting keyframe for that. And then let's say by here I want it to go up a little. I can make it by here, I want this to go up a little. I can move this, the second value for position, and it will go up. So if I watch it back, it starts to go up, and yeah. And then you can do this with basically any value. So I'll create another keyframe right here, and I want it to go down. So it spins, and then it goes down. And then I can make it go back up if I wanted. So it's basically you're doing all your animations with these keyframes, and that's how you would do all your stuff. And And then next you're going to highlight these keyframes and again press F9 to make it a little smoother. And your animations will end up looking like this. Like that, and that's basically a basic animation. And so let's say after here I want it to cut to some text that says enjoy. I can move, or I can like change the length of my clips just by sliding this over. And then if it doesn't allow me to slide it, I can cut it by using the commands on Windows, Control-Shift-D, and that cuts it, and I can just delete this top one. And so now I just have a good about 6 seconds of my animal just dancing, but here I want it to kind of fade out. I'm actually gonna have these fade out separately just so I can show you guys how you do that. So let's do that. So let's start with the text. So you can come over here to transform and make a keyframe for opacity, and by here I want it to fade out. So I just bring the value to 0, and so it creates this effect and it just goes right away. And I'm going to do the same with my green screen. And then we can do the same thing with the background. And just like that, your whole clip will look like this. And it'll fade out at the end, just like that. I hope this helped, and I might do a separate video on more 3D elements and effects or how to export it. But yeah, these are the basics of After Effects. Bye guys!
You've been on my mind, girl, since the flood. Oh, Ophelia, heaven help a fool who falls in love.